to the state of the nation. Well, there are so much of questions regarding the economy with this unemployment, taxation, and of course the overall debt. We need some answers as to what our government is doing. So joining me now is the Deputy Minister of Economic Development and also the Minister of Labour, Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando. As always, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming on the show, Minister. Let's first take the vehicle tax issue. Now, the government of Japan, who has assisted us during negotiations with bondholders prior to this government coming into power, is lamenting about the taxes imposed on Japanese vehicles. Now, why is the taxes so high? I mean, as per these rates, a middle-income person cannot even afford a vehicle.
Yes, Mahieash. So, in fact, you have to look at especially government taxes or the fiscal policies from a holistic approach. Even the question itself implies that this government has imposed very high taxes by referring or just quoting a statement made by Japanese ambassador, maybe somewhere I did not notice where it is. In fact, our government has not increased additional taxes even on importation, but only the change that we made to the custom duties. It is also not a big amount compared to the previously imposed rates. It was just increased only by 50% of the import duties, but the remaining other taxes remain unchanged. Now, you have to understand the current context of imposing or having this tax structure. Since we are now in an IMF program, where one of the quantitative indicator, the benchmark, or what we call quantitative benchmark, sometimes we call performance the criteria, is to achieve 15% of GDP as your revenue, the revenue. So, in order to reach that target, we have to have very comprehensive and sustainable and justifiable basis. So, therefore, I do not buy the argument that government has imposed the tax rates unnecessarily. These rates have been imposed by referring to the present the level of foreign exchange. On the one hand, we intend that we can release the foreign reserves up to 1.2 billion of US dollars within this particular year, since we are gradually reviving or coming out of the existing crisis, and at the same time expecting a particular amount of revenue for the government. So, that is how these rates have been set, and therefore, we can't say that those are taxes which have been imposed against one particular country. This is our common policy on importation of motor vehicles, irrespective of the origin of the country.
All right, Minister, let's talk about the unemployment issue. What's this government's plan on that? Because right now, the numbers are constantly going up in the unemployment rate. Even last week, as per the statistics department, 15% lost their primary or secondary income from the 2022-2023 economic crisis.
Before answering to the question, even some question also has, I suppose, some technical issues, because I don't see that the unemployment rate is consistently increasing. For example, even the last quarter of 2024, in fact, unemployment rate has gone down to 4.2% compared to the second quarter of 2024, that was 4.7%. So, therefore, I do not know what numbers that we have referred, but it says like country is facing a situation, unemployment is staggeringly increasing and the people are facing problems. Of course, there is an unemployment in Sri Lanka, we understand, we admit the fact that. And the other statistic you referred, the 15% of people lost their income. I need to check what that statistic is. So, however it is, like as far as unemployment is concerned, of course, we have to really unleash the economic development in the country, whereby facilitating investments to create economic opportunities in the country. So, that is the solution for reducing the unemployment, and we have a plan, but within a short period of time, like unemployment cannot be solved, because in the past the previous governments took a stance of just giving jobs, mere just sake of giving jobs without connecting them into the economy. So, government jobs can be given if you want, but unless such jobs are required and connected to the economy, that would create lots of problem. However it is, so our government also has a plan to recruit the people or fill up the vacancies where we have opportunities. Accordingly, this budget has allocated a significant amount, roughly 10 billion of rupees, to recruit additionally 30,000 people to the government service. That is one. But the majority of the employments will be created in the private sector. So, that will happen gradually with the influx of investment. So, as of now, government has been able to stabilize the economy, stabilize the price and the financial stability in the economy in the country, and the government has been able to win the confidence of investors, both local and foreigners. So, therefore, you know that investment will not come overnight, but the situation or the context has been created which is really conducive for investors and level playing field, and accordingly the government's responsibility is to facilitate it. It will happen, but you will see the results gradually when the economy grows.
Minister, what's the progress made with the United States about the new tariffs for Sri Lankan exports? I know negotiations are going on. What's the update on that?
Yeah, basically, you know, the Mahieash, it is a global issue. It is not an issue between the United States and Sri Lanka. It's a global issue because the United States took a decision to increase. However, now even the United States is also having different discussions with other countries as well. Especially the main discussion is going on between China and the United States, and so gradually these differences are being ironed out. However, so as a responsible government, we were really proactive. Once this the tariff announcement was made on 2nd April, we immediately appoint a particular task force and the committee. Committee had several discussions with the respective organizations, especially with the United States Trade Representative Office, the head of that, and the discussions are really continuing fruitfully. As a result, actually our team visited the United States, and we are aiming to reach very the robust bilateral relationships, trade and investment relationship with the United States. Then the next step will be our team again will visit at the end visit the United States at the end of this month. Don't worry, the final outcome, once it is implemented, we would really reveal to what the situation is. As of now, what can confidently tell you that discussions are successfully continuing.
Indeed, I understand. Let's leave it at that. As always, sincerely appreciate it, Minister, for your time. And that was the Deputy Minister of Economic Development and also the Minister of Labour, Dr. Anil Jayantha Fernando, the only person to speak to us whenever we call him to get a comment.